everyone, and welcome to the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. I am your host with the most, Mark. Tonight we're at the glorious race of the Austrian track. I do apologise for the late delay again. Can I just say a quick introduction to Tim? How you doing, mate? You alright?
Hey Malk, how you doing? And I'm glad to finally be back commentating with you this week. Had a little bit of an issue last week, but all that's taken care of now. And now we see TB off the track in the McLaren already. He did not hit anything, but TB off the track already. Only 3 times on the board here, and TB just completely went through the dirt and then crossed the track into the grass.
It's just mad times that TB is on his the new race, I believe, from of the Performance League stuff. So we've already had a few drivers already kicking off already. Sheepy's done the 106.1 on the soft tyres. That's a good time, to be fair. Time Avalanche, aka waving tail. Oh, Mr. Skysy's done the fastest lap of the race with a 105.5. Fantastico, magnifico. Dim.
Meanwhile, TB, I'm just watching him right here. He's still stuck in the grass. He tried pulling away, and then he just kind of spun it again. I think he's just having a lot of hard time on those hard tires, and definitely pun intended.
Oh, definitely unintended there. But Steven did a 107.2 on the hard tyres. So that's a cracking time. Mr. P's done a 107 flat. Tom he's done a 106.5 in third place here. So, to be fair though, Steven could be the one to watch here if he can try. Like I said, based on Mr. O'Steven and Mr. Skysy's time, that's pretty much what I was expecting. If Mr. Skysy can hit a 105.5, I expect the 107s to hit on the hard tyres as well. Yoss has done a 107.3 on the medium tyre just. So that's a good time, to be fair. Now, a couple of things before we carry on and stuff with the qualifier. I know we're under 13 minutes left. But, before I forget, guys, we've had a discussion in the admin side. As for the second half of the season, which is next week, we will be using the YouTube on the Invictus Racing League channel. There'll be no more Twitch streams for the second half of the season. So if you want to watch the second half of the season, you will have to go onto the Invictus Racing League on the YouTube channel to watch not only the No Assists, but also the Performance League and the Equal Leagues, all live and exclusive, all at the same time. Well, you know what I mean, at the same time, 8 PM, but at different days. So, and I know you've just joined as well, Tim, but like I said, as of tonight, will be the last one for Twitch, just to do a review of the YouTube for the second half of the season, to see if it's worth it, and see what happens here. But, like I said, this will be the last stream on the Twitch channel before we go on to the YouTube channel as of next week. What else is there before I forget? What else is there? But like I said, last week, Tim, it was a crack of a race at was it Belgium? Yeah, it was Belgium. It was a crack of a race at Belgium, to be fair. Yoss won it. Then it was Waving Tail, the Flying Scotsman, in second place. And Tom 444, who got third place as well. So he's done a good job to get into the top 3, to be fair. But also, looking at the times here tonight, is there anyone there that you reckon that could do well here tonight here, Tim?
Well, looking down the board right now, I mean, Luke Bailey, he pulled through a few weeks ago, and of course you can never count Scopefielder out. I'm pretty sure he's leading the points in this series. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Malk, since I missed last week. And also correct me if I'm wrong, Yoss won it last week, and he is currently in the 5th position and on the medium tires. So be on the lookout for him as well. Yeah, so it will be the one to watch as well. So Waving Tail's in the lead with 45 points as of before tonight's race. Waving Tail started in with 45 points. Mr. Skysy is in second with 42 points, so 3 points off the leaderboard. Scopefielder is in third with 40 points. So Scopefield is there. The top 3 are already there. Tom 44 should be there, but he's got 30 points. We've got Yellow Flag set to 2 at the minute. And then Yoss, as you said, is in 5th with 27 points. I will go through the rest of the standings in a minute, but like I said, do you reckon we'll hit low 105s, Tim, or not? I think that is actually very possible, especially considering there's only 10 minutes left in this session, and you usually see the fastest laps being put down in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Mr. Sky already on the provisional pole of 105.570. I would definitely say that we're going to see the low 105s, if not even maybe a 104.9.
104.9. So let's put your money out here, guys. Do you think we'll hit the 104.9 tonight? Or do you think there'll be a shock along the way? Do you think Mr. Sky C will get knocked off by either Sheepy or Tom 44, or maybe one of the guys who are outside of the top 5 to knock into there? But can Stephen try and do everything possible here? And he moves up to 5th. That's a crack over time on the hard toss. Bear in mind, though, Ton Avalanche has done a... Ton Avalanche... someone's just... Yeah, Ton Avalanche has done a 106.8. Yeah, 106.8. Tom for who's? Sorry about that, Tim. I was just looking. Looks as though Stephen was up, and then someone just moved up again. I'm mistaken there, but Brixie did a 106.9 on the mediums. Dre Geo, Neo Geo is in 7th with a 106.9 on the softs. He's still yellow flag set to 2. Can Tom 44? Tom 44's done 2/10 quicker on his time. Who's that behind? Was that Mr. Sky C? No, that's Scopefielder. Scopefielder's going to try and get the slipstream off Tom 44. We'll get a little bit of that slipstream. Do you think Scopefielder will get into the top 3 tonight, Tim?
I would definitely put my money on that for sure. I mean, Scopefielder, he has just shown an impressive amount of speed through this season, and even last season he was really fast. Scopefielder is one of the best drivers that I've came across in this league, and so I definitely think that he is going to be somebody that you see in the top 3 here today in qualifying and definitely in the race as well.
Absolutely, but I have to wait and see what happens. Scopefielder was the one of many drivers that did not make last week at Belgium. But like I said, if you're wondering why we're doing Austria, unfortunately, when we did try and do the Austrian track back about 5 weeks ago, or 6 weeks ago, something like that, we could not do it because of issues with PSN. That's why we have to do the rerun of PS1. Top 2 for Mr. Scopefield. So the two teammates, both are in the Alfa Romeo and do 105.7. Tim, that's a crack of a time, to be fair. 105.7 on there. So, like I said, you would have put your house in, and I would have lost my house on that one, to be fair, on that bet. But Nigel Gas has just come back from his 2-week holiday, so it'll be I was speaking to him before the race tonight, Tim. He sounded like he was really tired. He was just come back from the holiday today. So let's see if he can try and get some decent points in tonight. You got who else has just moved on? Spud. So Nightly Other Spud has moved up to 5th place, Tim. Is there anyone that you're watching at the minute here, Tim?
Well, I have my eye on Scopefielder, of course, while he's completing that lap. Of course, he made a 105.791, as you said, so he's 2nd right now. Sheepy is in the pits, he's in the 3rd position. Sir Spud down in the 5th position now in the Mercedes. His best time is a 106.495, so we'll see if he can improve on that time right now, riding off the road with him. We'll check back on him momentarily as back in the 8th position as of late. Ton Albanach in the Williams going through turn 1 right now, trying to start his first lap on these soft tires. I was going to say, I'm watching Jos at the minute to see if he can try and beat his best time of 107 flat. We've got 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left. Do you think there'll be a shock, Tim? Do you think there'll be a shock tonight? Truth be told, I don't really see much of a shock happening here. I'm not sure. I'm waiting to see if Mr. Sky comes back out and tries to lay down another lap, because I really want to see the lap time that he will try to put down. I want to see the ending lap time, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a shock so much. What happened now? Oh,
Yosh has just moved up from outside the top 10 into the top 5 and won 106.3. Crack over time. Oh my God, Yosh nearly hit to the back. Nearly went to the back of one of the Red Bull cars. I think that might be Dre Geo as well. So Yosh would have been a very, very lucky guy there. Oh, he was trying to I know the Red Bull was just trying to slow down there, but I think Yost was not aware of it. He was just trying to get out of the way quickly on that one. But yellow flag set as 1 and 2 at the minute. Sheepy's just got out to do his lapping now. So do you want to watch that, Tim, or are you going to watch someone else? Tim?
Sorry, Matt. I am watching Sheepy right here. My mic was actually muted, but I'm watching him riding on board with him in that number 2 racing point back, number 22 racing point machine. He's currently on his flying lap. He is currently the 3rd fastest time at the moment with 105.966. Gonna see if he will be able to improve on that here or not. He will not this lap as he pulls back into the pins.
He's teasing us.
Yeah, he is definitely teasing us. I don't understand why drivers do this. I assume it's just because they go for a flying lap to try to get a feel for the car, then they pit to make adjustments so they can have a better chance for a faster lap so they don't waste tires. That's my assumption.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I always say it on the streams, like, they're teasing us. They're absolutely teasing us on that one. When we watch them, they just don't want to make a silly mistake. But look, you know, as a joke and stuff. But I know they're pulling everything they got out of the rabbit of a bag here, or rabbit of the hat there, to try and do a perfect lap. But yeah, you are absolutely spot on there, Tim. They have to be careful with the tyre wear. If they don't get a great, a great lap, shall we say, they've got to be careful of the tyre wear as well, and try and nail it. But to be fair, looking at it now, Mr. Sky is in the lead in pole position in 105.5. Scopefield is in 2nd. Sheepy is in 3rd. Tom 444 is in 4th. Yoss is just coming out now in 5th place. So Spud is going to do his lapping now. So I'm going to watch him now to see what he can do. So the only one that's not done a lap yet is TB230791. So he's the newcomer, I believe, of the Performance League. So let's see if he can try and bounce back ability here. SJD has moved up into the top 5 now with a 106.3. Tim.
Currently watching Sir Spud 72 right now. He is in the 7th position so far with a 106.495. He's just made his way out of the first 2 corners. Going to try to improve on his lap time this time around. While he's making his lap, we're going to go check on F1 Mr. P, who is also in his flying lap and about to complete his flying lap. His current time is a 106.839. Will he be able to improve on that time at all? He does, but only a little bit. Now 9th place is Mr. P with a 106.542, and then he hits the corner markers there. Of course, this is just a race, it doesn't matter. Now going back to Sir Spud, as I'm sure he's nearly completing his qualifying lap, but he is in the pits now. Sir Spud teasing us. Not one of
Oh, he's teasing us, Tim. He's absolutely teasing us. Madness. It's like watching Spartacus, like the 300. It's like blasphemy. This is madness. This is teasing us. I bet you think, what a nutter in the commentary box, Tim, on that one.
This isn't madness. This is F1.
Oh, damn. Yes. Yes. Damn. Right, so we're coming up to 1 minute 25 left. Now, like I said, they've got to be careful also in the race. The pit exit, well, the pit entry as well as the pit exit. Because this track can be very dodgy. They've got to be very careful here to make sure that they are adhere with the white lines and stuff, and make sure they are going into the track or into the pits if they are trying to do it in that sense. Anyway, but we've got 1 minute left. I'll let you carry on, Tim, to do the final minute.
Well, currently watching Steven 002. He is the 9th fastest qualifier at the moment. 48 seconds now left on the clock. He is on his out lap. I'm almost certain he's going to be able to make it around in time to complete a flying lap. He's going to try to improve on that 106. Meanwhile, back at the top of the board, Mr. Sky Z still on top, a 105.570. Scope Builder with a 105.791. CP83 in 3rd with a 105.966. Sir currently watching Steven right now as Sir Spud is on his out lap. What happened now?
Ferocious Down moves up to 6th place, I believe. SJD drops down. Obviously, he had a DNF, but 10 seconds left. Carry on, Tim.
Riding on board with Steven now as he's going through that tight right-hander. He is
Oh!
in 10th position now since Frost and Dan moved up. What happened now?
Oh, we've got a quick lap here. A 1:05.2 from Mr. Sky C into pole position. Nitro moves up to top 5. TB, he teased us all that qualifying into top 3. What a lap there from TB. Fantastic. I was going to say Nitro Gas, out of a 2-week break, goes into the top 5 of the qualifying. So that's a cracker of a lap with a 1:06.2. Sorry, Tim. Carry on.
No, you're completely fine. I'm just watching Nitro Gas right here as he is now going to complete his, what will likely be his final flying lap.
Oh!
Across the line, 7th now, and oh, Steven with a second fastest time, a 1:05.585. What a magnificent time from O. Steven, and now there is your shocker.
Yeah, Nitro's moved up to top 3. Beautiful, absolutely brilliant, fantastico, magnifico. This is brilliant stuff, fantastic, brilliant driving there from lastminute.coms, from O. Steven and from Nitrogash into the top 3 to split Mr. Skysea and Scopefielder, the 2 teammates of the constructors as well. So also, this is going to be make or break stuff here for these guys here, because even though it was meant to be for a week break, this is a great opportunity now for the guys to try and extend or maybe try and catch up with some of the drivers here tonight with some of the points here. I'm going to put you on the spot here now, Tim. Who do you think is your top 3 in the race tonight? Sorry, that was a bit of a burp then.
Mr. Sky Z.
Okay.
Then Nitro Gas, then Scopefielder.
So Mr. Sky C, Nitro Gas and Scope. In no particular order, or in that order?
Whatever order has Mr. Sky Z finishing in first. I have a good feeling about it tonight.
Ooh. So you've heard it, guys. Tim's predicted that Mr. Sky C would win the race tonight, but also you got to be. He's trying to say if what was it? Was it O. Steven? Oh, sorry, Nitro Gas and Scope. Sorry, into the top 3. But here are your short qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix, for the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. You got Mr. Sky C in first. Mr. O. Steven is in second. Nitro Gas is in third. Scopefielder is in fourth. TB on his debut in fifth place. Sheepy is in sixth. Briggsy, but not kicks in seventh. Tom 444 is in 8th, Ferocious Dan is in 9th, SJD is in 10th, Yoss the man, in 11th, Sir Nightly Spud in 12th, F1 Mr. P is in 13th, Time Avalanche is in 14th, Luke Bailey is in 15th, Neo Geo is in 16th, and Sab is in 17th place. But yeah, Tim, like I said, this is just coming out of the news that we will be doing the YouTube stuff as of next week. So I will go through some of the stuff after the stream of the Twitch stuff. Is that all right, mate?
Yeah, please do, because last time I tried streaming on YouTube, I did not have the best of luck, so I hope that I have better luck this time around.
Yeah, don't worry about it, mate. We'll get that. We will. Everyone, all commentators will have this week to get themselves all set up, as long as everything's all set, ready to go for next season. Anyway, but anywho, this is the kind of rerun or moved the Austrian track from race 1 into the week break because of issues with PSN. But looking at it now, I think there'll be a few shocks along the way tonight. I think if it's Wave, you got to have to watch out for as well. You got, as in Time Avalanche, Mr. Sky says Scope. Obviously, they're the two that should aim for the top 2 at least. But the driver style was a bit close. It's getting a little bit close in the middle of the pack as well. You got Tom 44 is in 4th with 30 points. You got Yoss is in 5th with 27 points. Bear in mind though, he has missed 3 races and he caught up with a podium and a win. Well, second and a win. So either way, that's That's good stuff from Jos to get crawl himself a little bit back into the Drivers' Championship here. Luke Bailey's in 6th with 26 points. Ferocioustan is in 7th with 24 points. Saab is in 8th with 18 points. Mr. P is in 9th with 15 points. O. Stevens in 10th with 13 points. Mike is in 11th with 11 points. Nigel Gash is in 12th with 10 points. SJD is in 13th with 7 points. Sheepy is in 14th with 5 points. Zimon is in 15th with 4 points. Briggsy is in 16th with 3 points. Energy Dan is in 17th with 1 point. TB, Dre Geo, and Suspud and Boy Better Know are the only ones who have not had a single point this season. But bear in mind though, TB is starting tonight. Dre Geo, Suspud, I expected them to get at least a few more points than 0 points from this season. Suspud is like a couple of from the history, so that you can have a catch up here, Tim. He was like he could have challenged for the Drivers' Championship on a few occasions before he actually won the F3 title a few seasons ago, shall we say? But do you? I know it's a debate now, and we're coming up to the halfway point. Do you think Mr. Sky C would win the Drivers' Championship again, or do you think Scope or possibly Tonan Blanche to nick Mr. Sky C's title? He could be on for a hat trick here this season. He could be on for a hat trick.
The gap between first and second was
3 points, mate. So Waving Tail's in first. Mr. Sky C is in second with 42 points.
One thing with Mr. Sky Z, and this is something that I don't see a lot in motorsports nowadays. Well, I shouldn't say in all motorsports, but more or less in NASCAR, is that consistency is key, and consistency can win you championships. And Mr. Sky Z, has he even won a points race this year? Because I know he won the preseason race, and that kind of gets it mixed. You know, it mixes around in my brain, and sometimes I want to count that as an official win, but I don't recall him ever winning an official points race this year. And even you said that he went on to win a driver's championship with just one win in a season. So Mr. Sky Z is one of the most consistent drivers out there points-wise. So it is definitely possible for him to come up and not only win that championship, but to win it without getting a win, because he's always placing second, third, but
yeah,
win is hard.
Yeah, he has actually won Japanese Grand Prix this season officially from this league. So he has technically won 2 races,
Okay.
3 races. I think it's 2 or 3 races. But we're about to kick off. I'll let you carry on and start it off, Tim, quickly.
I do remember Mr. Sky Z's winning of the Japanese Grand Prix. Now, will he be able to win the Austrian Grand Prix for the Performance League for Invictus Racing League? The lights are out, heading down into turn 1 right now. Mr. Sky Z out to an early lead, followed by O. Steven and Nitro Gash in third. Scope Builder in fourth, TV in fifth. Through turn 1,
oh no!
Mr. Sky Z out to a good lead. What's happened now?
Sheepy, there's quite a few accidents at the back of the grid there. Sheepy and one of the drivers has dropped right down, so Mr. P has left the session as well. So something must happen there on that first corner there. I was just trying to catch up with that, but I saw Sheepy's car going off there. Oh my God, we might have a 3. Please! Oh, come on, Brixie with a Kixie. Try and go for the outside. Oh no! He tried to go for the outside.
Make it stick that time around.
No.
TL44S in the 6th position. Go ahead, now.
Sorry, carry on, Tim. Go for it, Tim.
TL44S in the 6th position, followed closely by Briggsy 500 Ferocious, Dan in the 8th position back there in the Renault. Everybody still chasing Mr. Sky Z. TL44S trying to get the slipstream off of TB. Will he be able to do it? He does not have the DRS this lap. Will not have it for another 2 laps, so he cannot be banking on that just yet. TB a little bit wide out of the final corner, down the final stretch. Mr. Sky Z has the fastest lap of the 1:10.976. Going into turn 1, still riding on board with TL44S. He is chasing down TB, but not really closing that gap. Meanwhile, Briggsy just behind him is closing the gap just ever so slightly on that Toro.
Oh, Ferocioustan could have a chance here against Jos for the second turn. Can it be a 2 in a bed situation? Oh, Jos Oh, because you, that was, Jos went into the corner. Verstappen had to brake suddenly, and because of that, Wave had to brake suddenly as well, and now he's lost a position. Oh my god. I think Luke Bailey has got a bit of a lag situation here from what on my screen. I'm hoping that will not compromise too much here. But Tony Avalanche is going past Luke Bailey now in 10th place now. But like I said, this is a belt of a race here. Well, Jos is trying to pull away from Verstappen here. Can Brixie try and close it on top? Or will there be any more shocks along the way here? Mr. Sky's on the fastest lap of the race now, Tim, with a 109 flat. Over to you, Tim.
Riding on board with Luke Bailey, checking out that lag issue that you were telling me about. So far, so good. However, there is a bit of a battle here between him and Ton Albanoff in 10th position, and just behind him is the Racing Point machine of SJD, who momentarily tried to make a move between them.
Brixie has just got wide there on that corner there. On my screen, he was going massively wide of that corner, and then he's just gone back into the track. Luckily, there was a little bit of gap between the driver and at that point there, but because of that, Brixie has lost two positions already there. So he's dropped down from 7th to 9th. Jos and Verstappen just took that opportunity there, saying, well, thank you very much. Come again on that one. Tim.
Well, currently watching Brixie right now, going to go up for the battle for the top 5 here. Check on that. TB230 in the 5th position still. TL44S 1.5 seconds behind him now. TB trying to close on Scopebuilder, who's just under a second ahead of him. Everybody's still chasing Mr. Sky Z. He is out in the lead with a 1.5 second advantage over Steven 002, who has done a nice job of holding on to that second position with Nitro Gas following behind him in 3rd.
Yeah, but bear in mind, this is the Performance League is the realistic league. So obviously the Mercs are the quickest cars, and the Williams is the slowest car on that point there. But bear in mind, they've got to be careful of the tyre wear. They've got to be careful of the tyre wear situations here. Now, if I remembered it right, back in 5-6 weeks ago, there was a one stop. I think it might be a one stop. You could do softs, hards. You can do softs, hards. Oh my god, can Nitrogas could have a chance. Oh no, Nitrogas has spun! Nitrogas has spun on from 3rd to 5th now! Madness! Oh no, he's dropped right down from 3rd to 9th in a matter of seconds here.
On
Madness!
Board with Nitro Gas now, watching him, and he definitely did. He dropped like an absolute rock. He was over in the grass, now coming around to through the final corner. But I know for a fact he's got to be fuming. There's no way he's happy with going from 3rd to 9th. Absolutely no way at all. That gave Scopefield with the 3rd position. TB in the 4th. TL44S finally got his top 5, but not maybe how he wanted it, but hey, a position is a position. Nitro Gas trying very hard to get to Brixie 500. Not sure if it's going to work. He is going to try to make the move, though. He is on his inside. They are side by side, wheel to wheel. Maybe just a little bit of contact with Brixie 500 gets out ahead.
Oh, the two Haas cars side by side. Luke Bailey and Sam. Sam had a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Oh my god, madness! Absolutely madness here. That could have been, oh my days. This is like, oh, I don't know what to say. The two Haas cars are having a ding-dong battle here for 12th and 13th place. Sam moves up to 12th. Oh, it's hold on. Sam's done it. Sam's hold on for 12th place here. Fantastic stuff here. Can Brixie, but not that Gigsy, try and do everything he can onto Nitro Gas now for 8th place here. Verstappen could have a chance on TL44S. Or, well, Jos went past Tom 44 while you was chatting away there, Tim. So Jos could be a one to watch, as you said earlier on in the stream here tonight. So, like I said, SJD could have a chance on Time Avalanche here, or for 10th place here. Who are you watching at the minute, Tim?
Well, currently watching Jos. There's a big battle right here, side by side with him and TL44S. Jos comes out with the position, but just behind them is Ferocious Dan in the Renault. So it's a 1-2-3 card battle for what is essentially the 5th position here. Vittorio Rosso of TL44S trying to duck down on the inside of Jos, but not going to make it. There was a lock up there on the left front.
Luke Bailey's gone back up to 12th. No, Sab's gone back up to 12th now. I was watching that battle that you was explaining about there, Tim. But like I said, I really hope we have a 4 in a bed. It's very much a rare occasion, but I'm hoping at least for a 3 in a bed situation before next week's second half of the season to kick off. Are you excited for coming up to the end of coming up to the second half of the season for Invictus Racing League, the Performance Leagues?
I very much am, as now it is definitely going to be getting down to crunch time, and the sooner, or excuse me, let me rephrase, the more closer we get to that last race, and the fewer races we have on the calendar, the more desperate moves these drivers are going to try to make for points.
Two in a bed. Nitrogas moves on to 7th. Tom 444 has moved on to 5th place here. Tom 444, oh my days, please be a 3. Oh, yes! We've got, oh, yeah, oh, yes! Oh, no. We could have had a 3 in a bed situation here. Madness, absolutely madness. We could have a 4 situation. Oh, Devry. Someone's lost a bit of Devry here. Is that Yoss's car? Yes, it is. Yoss's car has a bit of front wing damage there on the left-hand side, so he'll lose so much time on the straights. But Nitrogas, they're going side by side on the last few corners here. And I'm going to lose my voice here. No! Oh, my days.
Now we see Yoss going into the pits. Definitely going to have to repair that wing damage, so that is going to lead this to a 2-car battle between Nitro Gash and Ferocious Dan at the moment. Ferocious Dan all up on the back bumper of Nitro Gash there. He is trying desperately to chase down that Mercedes. Nitro Gash meanwhile on the defensive while still trying to chase down that Toro Rosso TL44S up there in 5th. This guy's, of course, still ahead of everybody.
Yeah, absolutely, Tim. This has been an absolutely I love this track. And it's brought so many memories. I saw those loads and loads of battles here at for the Invictus Racing Leagues as well. But like I said, the Nitrogas has done well to get back into 6 after that spin on turn. I think it's turn 5, the one that we're just coming up now. Maybe turn 6. I know there's 9 turns at the Austrian Grand Prix on here, but. Would you race here, or would you not bother?
I love this track. I would definitely race here. I absolutely love this track. I love running it in the career mode. It's a track. One of the first tracks I was able to memorize is TL44S went a little wide there, but it was one of the first tracks that I was more or less able to memorize it in, and that I'm able to recognize when I first see it in clips or pictures or something like that. So it's got to be one of my favorite tracks. And so I was so glad when the Austrian Grand Prix and the Formula 1 schedule when it came around, and it turned out to be a really good race. And so far so good tonight. This is also turning out to be really good.
Yeah, absolutely, Tim. Absolutely. We might have a 2 in a bit. Ferocious down. Nitrogas side by side. 5th, 6th. Can you guys pick a position here? But this is a belt up on Nitrogas to ball back into 5th. Yellow flags. Yellow flags. Oh no! What's happened? SJD has lost the car. I don't know if there was a spud or what. I don't know. But SJD's dropped down to 12th place here, and there was a bit of debris on that same corner. So one of the cars has lost a bit of debris here. I know. I'm just trying to see which car has lost a bit of the debris. Oh, it's Ton Avalanche. Ton Avalanche has lost a bit of his front wing damage there on the right side. Tom 444's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Madness. Oh my god, we might have a 2 in a bed again. Nitrogas and Ferocious, these two are having a proper ding-dong battle here. Fantastic. Oh, okay. But yeah, fantastic stuff there from Ferocious. Moves up to 5th place here. Tom 444 has dropped. Just try and build this battle here. Whatever happens here tonight. Just seeing. Oh no, Nitrogas is going to the outside. What a move! What a move! Oh no! Yes! What a move! No, but Ferocious going for the inside there. These two are an absolute ding-dong battle here. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, absolutely belter of a race here. Oh, but yeah, looking at this now, watching it now, this has been an absolute belter of a race here. TB has gone into the pits now from 4th place here, so he's on, should be on for the hard tyres at least to go long into the 25 laps on there. But yeah, just interested to see what's going to happen here. Can Ferocioustan try and get back into 4th place here against Ferocioustan? Watching this battle here, this is an absolute belter. We've got Luke Bailey and Saab in 9th and 10th respectively here. But yeah, just trying to see what's going to happen here. SJD is retired from the race. SJD is retired from the race now. So we've got 2 drivers out. I think Mr. P is already out of the race as well. So Mr. P, SJD and Dre Gio are all out of the race here tonight. Just interested to see what's going to happen here next. We've got a couple of battles going on here. We've got Nitro Gas, Ferociotan, Tom 44, which we're watching live and exclusive. And also we've got Tom Avalanche, Saab and Luke Bailey battle here in a minute. But I want to try and see if Ferociotan can get into the 4th place here. While just trying to see what's going to happen here next. Saab has got a 3-second time penalty. Sorry about that. Saab has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Ferociostan's 2 tenths off. 2 tenths off. Saab! Oh my days. They're going to be closer. We could have a 4-car battle here. Actually, we're going to watch this battle here between Tom Avalanche and Briggsy. Sheepy's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He didn't want that. He did not want that at all. Can we see any more action going on here? Can Saab try and get past Tom Avalanche? Tom Avalanche needs to do something here. Before tonight's race, he was the driver. Oh! I don't know what's happening. Tom Avalanche went on the gravel there. Tried to avoid any contact at all there. But Saab could have... Oh, my days. I thought Saab was going to go for the inside there. TL44S has moved into the pits now in 6th place. Can we see any more action going on here? We have a 3-car battle here for the DRS straight here. No, nothing's happened here so far. Nitro Gas has dropped down to 5th now. Ferociotan moves up to 4th now, so he tries to pull away as much as possible here. But can Nitro Gas could have an opportunity here to try and get a slipstream and try and get to the overtake as much as possible here. We'll have to find out if Tim gets back in to give him an update here. But Tom Avalanche could have a side-by-side moment there with Briggsy, but not Gixie. Fantastic.
I've been here for about 30 seconds now, Malk, and Nitro Gas did just make a really good move on Ferociotan. And he is now just pulling away. Ferociotan can do nothing but look at the back of that Mercedes as it just slowly gets a little bit smaller. But now Ferociotan using the slipstream, trying to get just a little bit closer, going to go around the final corner this time to complete what is lap 14. And Nitro Gas still with the advantage, almost a full second, actually just half a second as Ferociotan has the DRS. And going into turn 1, Ferociotan can do nothing with it at this time.
Oh, 2 in the bed. Luke Bailey moves up to 8th place now. Briggsy's dropped down to 9th place here. O'Stephen's just got out. O'Stephen's just... Oh my God, we have a 3! Please be a 3 in the bed! No! Get in a 3 in the bed! Oh, we missed a 3 in the bed situation there. O'Stephen just got out with the traffic. I don't know if that was good or bad, but Sam moves up to 5th. Tom Avalanche just dropped down 6th. Luke Bailey could have an opportunity here to try and get bounce back ability here. I was going to say, Tim, welcome back. I hope you're okay and well there. But like I said, did you get my message? Sorry.
Yes, I did, and I had turned up the mic. If the viewers on the Twitch channel can just give me a quick update, just let me know if I need to turn it up again or not. I apologize for the issues. Breaking in a new headset here. Yeah,
it's my fault as well, guys. Also with the mic stuff here, but oh, 2 Ferraris side by side there. Oh, that could have been controversy there. Is one of the Ferraris going into the pits. Luke Bailey can have a chance against Tom Avalanche. Tom Avalanche has got the DRS straight now. Mr. Scorsese has just got out now. So will he be ahead of Saab? Yes, he is. He's just ahead of Saab now. Just at the nick of time there. But Tom Avalanche. Luke Bailey side by side, two in the bed. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant stuff. No, Tom Avalanche. Tom Avalanche is still going. He's still going. I'm watching it from Steven's point of view. Oh, Steven's saying, I really want to be in that 3-to-bed situation here. Oh, look, Tom Avalanche has moved up to 4th. What a move. What a move. Tim, carry on.
On board with O Stevens 002, and I really hope there was contact now between Luke Bailey and Tom Albanach. No one will spin, everyone will keep it under control, but there was just a little bit of contact there between those two cars. Now Tom Albanach has gotten in front of Luke Bailey. He has the advantage now. Luke Bailey now trying to use that slipstream to get close to Tom Albanach and maybe make a move, but meanwhile, O Steven in the Ferrari was trying to make a move on Luke Bailey. He is on his inside, more or less, going through the final corner, but Luke Bailey will be ahead of him. He gets the momentum out on the outside, but O Steven has the DRS going into turn 1, and he will clear him. Will he hold this position? It looks like he will. Luke Bailey now moving back down to the 5th position. O Steven 002 in the 4th position. Todd Albanach, meanwhile, able to just absolutely pull away from this battle in the 3rd position, and I'm sure that's the only thing that he's been wanting to see. Of course, now he is under pressure from O Steven 002 and almost lost the position.
Oh, this is a brilliant race! Oh, Steven can have a chance on the 3rd place against Tom Avalanche. What a move! What a move! Oh no, what's happened to Luke Bailey? Luke Bailey's gone off track there. Oh, it could have been a 3.
He just went too wide going into that corner. It went way too wide. I saw it just at the top of my screen there. And he just went completely into the grass and into the gravel trap. That's going to put him back to the 7th position, unfortunately, for Luke Bailey. He had a good run going there.
Oh, he would have had a good run there, but looks like Scudfield could have a chance on Tom Avalanche. Tom Avalanche looks like he's struggling with those medium tyres at the moment here. But he's still going, he's still fighting on. I've not heard anything from the weather crew, but as you can see, Tim, it's getting cloudier at Austria. Can we see, I'm not saying it will or should be, do you think there'll be rain coming up soon?
Truth be told, I can't even answer that, Mount, but what I can say is that right as you exit turn 1 and then you drive down the straightaway under the Pirelli banners, it is looking just a little bit foggy. And so I see what you're saying, that it is getting a little bit darker and maybe a little bit cloudier here. So rain could very well be a possibility, and this would, if it were to rain, that would throw an absolute spanner into the works for these guys. Mr. Sky Z, you know, he would have to pit for intermediates along with the rest of the field, and who knows who could win the race after that.
Oh, who knows? Who knows? But the two Mercedes boys of Nitrogas and Spud, Nitrogas just pulls into 8th place, so he's on fire at the minute to try and get back into, which would be his best ever finish for a very long time here, Nitrogas, if he can try and get into the top 5 as quickly as possible here. But I'm just watching. Oh, Steven could be having another podium on himself. He really is on fire at the moment here. But TB could be another one to be watch out for as well. Saab's doing very well here. Oh, Steven's gone through second time penalty. Oh, TB, TB. Oh, TB, TB, TB. Oh, TB. I. Oh, I don't know what to say next, but even needing to try and get closer to Steven now.
Oh my God. Tight right-hander, TB riding on board with him as O Steven is putting a lot of pressure on the 2nd place Haas machine of Saab, but TB is chasing down both of these cars. He is wanting a piece of that action as now O Steven 002 is going on the inside of Saab underneath the Haas machine. Ferrari and Haas and McLaren, that is the battle we're watching right now. O Steven now in the 2nd position. Saab moved back to 3rd. 4th position still belongs to the McLaren of TB, who has a perfect view of this battle. However, O Steven is starting to pull away from that Haas machine, and that Haas machine is starting to get ever so closer to the McLaren of TB. TB going to definitely try to make a move very, very soon. I'm going to look for him to make it going into turn 1, because that is where he will have the DRS going through the final corner now, and he will not try to make a move, but he will have the DRS using that slipstream just to his advantage on Saab. And undoubtedly has activated the DRS, now going to turn 1, and TB, he slides through that corner. He slides to try to clear Sab, and now they are side by side, and wheel to wheel. TB did not get the kind of pass that he wanted, and now he's going to have to maybe give way to Sab in that Haas machine, but he is not going to give it without a fight. He is now back, fighting back on the outside, and goes way wide from Sab. Sab moves into the 3rd position, and will keep it at least 4 now.
Oh, this is a belt of a race here again. But can Sab try and defend here on that corner there? But he might just a little bit of contact there. But he's still going. Sab's still going on this battle here. TB, he's on the hard tyres at the moment in the McLaren here. He's done a brilliant job on his debut race so far. Having a ding-dong battle here with Sab for 3rd place. But also Scopes right at the back here. So obviously Sab would need to pit. Sab, Ton Avalanche, Luke Bailey would have to pit, and I believe Sir Spud would have to pit as well. So I think they're the only ones who have not done a lap, not in the pits yet. Oh my days, this could be a belter. Can TB try and close in? Oh, he makes the move, and he moves up to 3rd place, but can Sab do a bounce back ability here? Will he try and get an opportunity here for the DRS? So Sab, and watching it from Schofielder's point of view here, can we see Sab? Nitrogas has got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. So Nitrogas has gone back into the... Is he gone back to the... Oh, Nitrogas. What's happened to Nitrogas? Nitrogas has retired from the session here. So something must happen there from Nitrogas's point of view. I'd like to know what exactly happened on his car there. But I'm hoping... Well, like I said, I'm hoping he'll bounce back next week in... which I believe is Australia next week for the round 7. On there, but so Spud drops down, Luke Bailey drops down, Tom 44 moves up to 8th place. Nitrogas just left the session here.
I'm just on board now with Scopefielder as he is chasing down Sab, and he is making a move now around the outside. Goes Scopefielder with very relative ease, and Sab is now pulling into the pits. He has 19 laps on those medium tires. Time for a new set of shoes.
Yeah, I reckon he'll go on the softs to try and get something out of the Haas car, because he's done very well. Tom Avalanche has got in the pits as well, so Tom Avalanche has got 5-second speed in the pit lane as well. But like I said, Tim, I've been told, just turn your mic up a bit. Apparently they can't hear you still. Sorry about this, guys. I thought I can't hear him like normally, but so I do apologise to him. He's on the new mic, so it's my fault for the first one. But like I said, hopefully if you can hear him again, that'll be fantastic. But watching Briggsy and Jos before Tim can get back into the commentary box again.
Well, I am definitely here now, and I am hoping that the audio issues have now decided to eradicate themselves. Of course, you know, as I said, breaking in the new headset, but I feel like the audio quality is a step up, so that is at least something. That is a light note. Just gonna take a moment to get it worked out here. Of course, now we are still watching Scopefielder, and on board with him now as he goes into turn 1. He is 1.7 seconds behind TB. What's happened now?
Jos had to slow down because Luke Bailey went into the pits, and because of that, he did not realise that Briggsy was just at the back. And because of that, Briggsy had to avoid... Oh! A little bit of contact between Briggsy and Jos. Briggsy's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But Jos... it's not Jos's fault or anything like that, but because obviously he had to try and avoid Luke Bailey because he was going to the pits. I remembered in the no assist where one of the drivers had to try and get back into the pits because of the tyre wear gone. And because of that, he wasn't aware that the other drivers were aware that was going to happen. But yeah, just seeing to see what's going to happen next there. But Jos, I'm hoping Jos hasn't lost any front wing damage, so he'll try and attack Briggsy when he gets a moment there. But he's already on 14 laps on the hard tyres. Energy Dancer's a little bit better, Tim. Go up a few more notches on the voice stuff anyway. So I'm hoping that's the last one now. Tim.
All right,
Sorry about that.
I will do that here. No, you're fine. I'll do that here in just a moment. But first, I do want to take a look at this battle between Sheepy 83 and Luke Bailey 14. They are running for the 11th and 12th positions right now, but this is still a very tight battle. For a moment, I thought Luke Bailey was going to try to make a move on Sheepy. Thought there was maybe going to be a little bit of contact, but they got through the corner very, very clean. Now going down the final straightaway and heading into turn 1, Luke Bailey will have the DRS, not using the slipstream, but has the DRS all the same. Going into turn 1 on the inside is Luke Bailey, and will he get the position? Yes, he will. Good job to Luke Bailey.
Fantastic stuff there, but also Tom Avalanche could have a chance on Sheepy now for 12th place here. But I've just seen TB moves up, drops down to 4th. Schofielder moves up to 3rd at the moment here, but we might still have the Tom Avalanche Sheepy battle here for the 2 in the bed situation. Both of them are on DRS. Who wins? They decide on that one. Oh, Tom Avalanche! Tom Avalanche could have a chance, and he makes the move against Sheepy for 12th place. Fantastic! Yes, Briggsy! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Riding on board now with Briggsy 500 in the Ferrari, and right on board with him as he is chasing down Yas in that Williams machine. Going into turn 1 now, Briggsy had the DRS, but he was not able to take much advantage of it. He is still riding right behind Yas, trying to use that slipstream just as much as he possibly can. Heading now down under the Pirelli banners and to the very tight right-hander. And he is going to try to go on the inside of Yas. And there is contact. There is definite contact between Yas and Briggsy. They are still side by side and wheel to wheel somewhat. In fact, no, they are not. Briggsy is now dropped way back. And that's going to let Sab try to make a move on Yas. And it looks like he's going to clear him. But Yas is fighting back and fighting back hard. There was a little bit of contact there. Sab was forced wide by that contact. Just a small rub, and it got Sab's car just upset just a little bit. But Sab stayed ahead of Yas, and Yas still chasing him down, trying to get that 7th position.
Sab's got 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He didn't want that. He did not want that at all. We've got 2 battles going on. I'm just watching TB and Scope while you was watching the other battle of Sab, Yos and Briggsy. And I'll tell you what, TB's gone back into 3rd place. Schofield really wants to get this 3rd place podium stuff here. But TB ain't going to give up here. He ain't going to give up. And I'll tell you what, Yos has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But can Scope try and get back into 3rd place here? We're on lap 25-36 of the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. The news so far, Mr. Sky started off in pole position and still holding on for first. Stephen into the podium stuff, which could be his 3rd podium. Boy, his 3rd podium in a row. Well, 3rd podium of his career. TB on his debut season could be having his first ever podium of Invictus Racing League. So this could be a belter. But whatever happens tonight, this has been a belter of a race here, Tim. Do you agree?
It has definitely been one to remember, that's for sure. And yet, we haven't even had any lead changes, except maybe for pit stops, as Mr. Sky Z out to an 8.6 second lead over O Steven 002, who has done a very magnificent job of holding track position as well. Yeah,
he's doing absolutely brilliant stuff there. But bear in mind, O Steven's on the Ferrari, Mr. Sky Z's in the Alfa Romeo car.
And now Briggsy is retired from the session. Not sure what happened to Briggsy there, but he is retired, so that is going to be a DNF for him, and that is very unfortunate considering that he had a decent run going for him today.
Oh, side by side, Scope and TB, and Scope has just moved up to 3rd place. What a move. I think the car, Mr. P's car, the ghosted car, is just made it confused between TB and Scope. But Scope says, well, I'm taking this opportunity, and he does it with ease. So Spud did get the fastest lap of the race. Well, I think it was a 107.9. So fantastic time there from Spud. But however, he will not get the fastest lap point because he's outside of the top 10. You have to get an extra point if you're in the top 10 of the race itself. So Briggsy, but not Gixie, is out of the race tonight. But looking at it now, watching it from Scope and TB. Can we watch it TB's point of view? He's on 16 laps of the hard compared to Scopefield's 11 laps on the medium tyres. We're on 9 laps remaining. 9 laps remaining here, Tim. Do you think there'll be another shock or do you think this is what you see is going to get for the majority of the race?
I mean, there may be a few jostling of positions down through the field, but truth be told, and oh my goodness, just as you asked that, Matt, we definitely had a shot just there as TB just looked like what happened. Did he lock it up and go into the corner and then slide through the gravel?
I think he must have lost his braking point there, because I was just away for a second and I just saw his car just shot completely to avoid the contact between himself and Schofielder. So that was lucky there, because that could have been nasty stuff there between TB and Scope on his debut race. But like I said, TB, he must have locked his car, because I saw it happen on another situation where another car tried to brake and it's just still going. He's still going with the car, but so TB has to try and bounce back here now, because Frostad's moved up to 4th place here, so he's moved up now, so that's a great opportunity there. So position changes. Saab's the biggest mover of the race with 10 positions. Started off in 17th at the back, he's moved up to 7th place, so for me, he'll be my automatic driver of the day contender. But is there any driver out there that you think is your driver of the day so far with 8 laps remaining, Tim?
Truth be told, I'm not so sure that I can choose even once this race is over. I mean, each one of these drivers have just done such a magnificent job here today. And, yeah, there's been a little bit of bumps and bangs, but it's really just hard racing that I'm seeing out there. And a lot of these drivers actually seem to be more or less equal time-wise.
Yeah, absolutely here, Tim. But I was hoping Stephen would have caught up with Mr. Skyc within the last few laps, because of obviously when you start the laps you thought you'd probably get a little bit quicker and stuff, but it looks like he's on 8 seconds now and he's stuck on with 8.5 for majority of the last few laps. But would we see Stephen try and a little bit an attempt to close in on Mr. Skyc? Or well, he's under 8 seconds now, but for me it's going to be a bit of a big push now for 5 laps remaining. Seven laps remaining. Sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. Sorry, but there's so much gaps now, Tim. Do you think there'll be any more overtakes in the next 7 laps?
Well, going back to what you said about Mr. Sky and O'Steven, I mean, undoubtedly O'Steven's going to try to close that gap, but even with brand new soft tires, I just don't see him getting it done in 7 laps. Going back down through the field, as you said, it has definitely gotten a lot spread out here. Maybe the only chance that we have in an overtake is if TB is able to catch Ferocious Dan, or if Saab is able to catch TL44S, which, truth be told, I think that might be one of the more likely of scenarios, considering that Saab is on old softs and TB is on old mediums.
Well, to be fair, Yoss is already on 21 laps of hards as well, and 27 laps hard for Sheepy. So fair play to him for doing 27 laps on the hard tyre. That's good going there, to be fair. Tony Avalanche has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Like I said, before tonight's race, Tony Avalanche was the leader of the Drivers' Championship before tonight's race, and now he's in 10th place. So whatever happens here, Mr. Skyc, depending on where Schofielder is, Skyc could be the new Drivers' Championship before we start the second half of the season of the Invictus Race League Performance League, which is supposed to go a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Mr. P is not racing after that disconnection tonight, so it'll be from Spud upwards. So like I said, the 12th race is still remaining there with 5 laps remaining. But like I said, I can't see O'Steven trying closing on Mr. Skyc in the next few laps, because O'Steven did pit a lap earlier than Mr. Skyc, so it's going to be very hard for him. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely very hard for him indeed. Currently watching Yoss right now. He is all out on a land of his own. However, that is not where he wants to be. He wants to be in first, not 8th. Going up to Saab now, who is 2.9 seconds, give or take, behind TL44S. And there is now a yellow flag in Sector 1. Any word on that?
Tom 44.
It is TL44S.
Something must happen there on the first corner there. So Tom 44 has dropped down from 6th to 8th place in a matter of seconds there. So I'm hoping to find out what's actually happened there. But Tom 44 did very well last week in podium stuff at the Belgian Grand Prix. But now he's in 8th place. He needs to try. He will get some decent points in, but bear in mind though, I think it'll be down to penalties on some of the drivers here tonight. Look at TB. TB could be closer to Verstappen in the next. If the rate that's going correctly, he might have a chance to close in on Verstappen on lap 35, or maybe less. Maybe less. It's 2.7. Energy Dan says watching Dan's times closely here. Like I said, 4.7 at the minute compared to Scopefielder. I can't remember if Scopefielder had a penalty or anything like that. Time Avalanche has dropped down to 11th place here. 12th place. So has he made a mistake? Yes, he's made a mistake on, well, nearest to the corner that Nigel Gash did earlier on in the race before he retired from the session here. So far the race is just, after that exciting moment start of the race, it has died down a little bit here tonight. We're on 4 laps remaining, Tim. What has been your highlight so far of this race?
Well, the highlight so far was probably when TB went off and into the gravel, because it was just so unexpected. I mean, time and time again through this race, we've seen drivers going into that corner and they have made it. Maybe they went a little bit wide, but more or less they made it. But then TB, he just completely sailed it through there. And like you said, maybe he lost his braking point and just into the gravel he went. What happened?
We got virtual safety car. We have virtual safety car. TB's got a 5-second penalty for speed in pit lane because Time Avalanche has left the session. He did retire, but he did left the session. He did get back. Well, he did get back into the pits because he had another 5-second pit stop there. So something must happen. Oh, DRS is now enabled. Yellow flags on sector 1. Jos is gone into 6th place now. So has TB gone in to fix his wing or something, because he took a little bit longer than expected. So he'll be
pitted for brand new soft tires. Do you think he's going for the fastest lap?
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised on his debut race. The fastest lap so far is, if I can get that right so far, is a 107.9 from Sir Spud earlier on. I can't remember what lap it was, but he did get the fastest lap at that point there. So looking at the interval there, well, looking at TB now. I'm going to watch TB's point of view here, because Tom 44 and Jos on over 20 odd laps of the hard tyres. So if Tom 44 or Jos can try and hold on here, Tim, which I very much doubt it, but if they can, that'll be a fantastic achievement there to hold back. But TB could have the opportunity to take the overtakes on the DRS straights here. But I'll let you carry on, Tim.
Riding on board with TB, and sure enough, on the DRS straight, indeed, he made the pass and made it look easy. Made TL44S look like a sitting duck with lead weights tied to his feet. And away goes TB 237.91, and TL44S can do nothing but watch that orange get ever so smaller. He's going to try to drive it hard into this tight right-hander, but he knows for a fact that he cannot challenge against those brand new soft tires when he is on 21-lap-old hard tires. He can do nothing but watch. Meanwhile, TB 230791 chasing after Jos, but probably not going to get him anyway. Not so sure. He does have about a lap and a half to do it, and he is 0.8 seconds behind, so it's going to be close between these two. Definitely going for some points here, TB is, and he's definitely going for the fastest lap, I'm sure. Going to see what happens here as they are nearing the pit entrance. Of course, I don't expect any of them to pit at this time. Going to round the final corner here in just a couple seconds, and down the DRS straight. What will happen here as TB has the DRS going into turn 1? He is going to make a move on the inside of Jos. Jos is going to surrender the position, and TB pulls ahead.
But Jos is still an opportunity against TB. TB did get the fastest lap of the race. Oh, can it be? Jos is back in. Jos is back into 6th, but can TB? Oh!
There was contact between those two drivers. There's just a little bit of contact, and she also was forced a little bit wide by TB coming out of that tight right-hander. And honestly, that is such a difficult corner to hold your line through. It is just amazing that anybody even can.
So Spud moves up to 10th. No, he's back into the points positions now. CP has dropped down to 11th. 33 laps, Tim. 33 laps on the hard tyres from Sheepy. Fair play to him. He did a magnificent drive.
And that is just absolutely amazing. Meanwhile, we are going to watch Mr. Sky Z for the remainder of this lap, save for any battles that happen mid-pack, as Mr. Sky Z is going to go on to what will be his second win of the season. At least second points win, third overall, if you count the preseason race. And Mr. Sky Z has just drove an absolute stellar race today, had the pole position with a 105.2, and just kept the lead the entire race, safe from maybe some pit stops. And just an absolute dominant performance as now Mr. Sky Z will round the final corner and down the DRS straight down the home stretch for the final time. And across the line, Mr. Sky Z, congratulations on your second win of the season, followed by Steven002, who will undoubtedly finish in the second position. Scope Filter going to finish in the third position. Meanwhile, Ferocious Dan, he will be finishing in fourth, with Sab coming into fifth position.
Brilliant stuff there from Mr. Scorsese, Stephen, and Scope Filter, who are going to be in the commentary box after tonight's race. But Ferocious Dan, well done to him in fourth place. Sab, depending on where positions on the penalty stuff, TB. Oh, Sab holds on to fifth. Yosh moves up to sixth. TB drops down from sixth to eighth place because of penalties galore there. So madness stuff here. Energy Dan says, what a great race, fantastic battles. I do absolutely agree there, Energy Dan, fantastic stuff there. But Spud drops down, so that means Spud has lost out on the point stuff here tonight, Tim, and Sheepy's got back into the point stuff because of penalties situations here. But this has been a belt of a race here tonight. Fantastic stuff. Mr. Scorsese has just done his job. He said, right, I want to win. And he got the pole, and he did that with ease to get his opportunity back into the Drivers' Championship this season here. Well done to Stephen as well, for him to get into the podium again. He really is on top fire this season, and also well done to Scope Fielder, who's just come back from what was it now? He's just come back with a did not start from Belgium, so he'll be back into the podium stuff here. Here are your race classification for the Austrian Grand Prix for the Invictus Race League and the Performance League. You got Mr. Scorsese in first, Stephen in second, Scope Fielder in third, Ferocious Dan in fourth, Saab in fifth, Yoss is in sixth, TL44S is in seventh, TB is in eighth, Luke Bailey is in ninth, Sheepy is in 10th, Spud is 11th, Mr. P, Ton Avalanche, Brixie, Nitrogas, SJD, Dre Geo have all had DNFs whatsoever. And I'm just going to show the standings there, and then I'm going to invite them in. Are you staying on, Tim, or do you need to shoot off again? Tim?
I keep muting this mic. I'm sorry, Mal. I'll go ahead and stay on and stream the interviews, but I'll let you take it away. I'm sure you have plenty of questions to ask these guys.
Oh, absolutely stuff. But Mr. Scorsese, Stephen and Scope will be joining us in a minute, but I think that Mr. Scorsese and Scope were the only ones out of the drivers here tonight who have had no penalty seconds there. So well done to those two drivers as well. Brilliant recognition there as well. But yeah, fantastic stuff here. I'm just going to try and invite. I'm just going to invite Stephen. I'm going to invite Mr. Scorsese and Scope Fielder. I'm just going to try and get them in. So if bear with me a sec, guys. Mr. Scorsese and Scope Fielder, if he's there as well. Oh, Scope Fielder's not there. I will try and invite Scope, so bear with me a sec, guys. I'm hoping he'll be able to join us in a minute or so. Just trying to invite. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Scope. Where are you, Scope? Scope Fielder is there. Right, I'm just going to invite the guys in now. I'm waiting for Scope to join in. I'm hoping he will join in.
He won't join.
He won't.
No, he has to do something with his girlfriend, so yeah, he won't join.
Right, I've just been told, sorry, that Scope cannot make the interviews, but I'm sure, whatever happens, he has been a brilliant drive from him tonight, so I'm sure he would have been delighted to get podium again to try and close in on the Drivers' Championship on there. So I'm sorry about that to Scope. I did not even realise that he was there. So, before we carry on, guys, can you please make sure you got your loud voices to be shared before we do the interviews. So while we're waiting for Mrs. Scorsese and Stephen, I'm going to talk to them about the Austrian track of their best performance again in the podium and for the win from Mrs. Scorsese. And also we're going to be talking about next week's race, which is Australia. I'll do that at the same time rather than get a break and then talk about the next race on that one. But are you guys ready?
Yep.
Right, here we go. So I'm going to talk to Mrs. Scorsese and I'm going to talk to Stephen. But the guys who are in the chat, if you've got a question for Mrs. Scorsese or for Stephen, please put them in, and I'll try and get them in as quickly as possible. Sab's just commented saying, "What a race! It was a belt of a race," and I will mention that during the stream as well. Mr. Scorsese, how you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm very, very good. This one is for Antoine.
Yes, that was absolutely madness stuff, but well done for that one. It was a brilliant win, and as you said, but Antoine, well done. Like I said, he would have been proud of you on that one tonight. He would have been, you know what I mean? Because if you did not know, guys, unfortunately, one of the Antoine for Hubert, would you say, or Hubert?
Yeah.
Hubert. Sorry. Unfortunately, lost his life during one of the Belgian crashes in F2. So, like I said, my deepest, for all of us at Invictus, deepest condolences to his family and friends in this sad time. And I'm sure he would have been one of the greatest drivers, or attempted to be one of a really good driver to be in the F1. But like I said, I don't want to say more. I don't want to make it bad or anything. But like I said, bad, emotional, sad times and stuff. But like I said, Mr. Scorsese, you have done a fantastic opportunity here to bring the French trophy from Austria home. So well done.
I had to win. This was my race. I had to win this for him. We lost two very good French drivers in the last 5 years with Bianchi and Hubert now. So yeah, I had to win for all of them, and yeah, I'm just very happy to have that kind of pace with the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, it was a very good race. Not an easy one because Steven put me a lot of pressure in the early stage of the race, like the first stint. Then he went to traffic, so I had a bit more time, like 6 seconds or something like that. So yeah, I could manage my pace and my tires and stuff like fuel and ERS. So yeah, I talked with Scope and the party, and I tried to convince him to catch Steven, but yeah, Steven was very quick today, as usual. So yeah, fair play to him.
Fair dues there, Mr. Scorsese. I'm sure, like I said, you are deadly right, because as you said, we lost two good drivers, like like the French drivers there. But like I said, with Bianchi and then now Hubert. Sorry if I didn't get that pronounced right, but like I said,
It's okay.
it's hard for me to say. It's hard for everyone else what's happened in the last 5 years, shall we say, of the motorsport world. But like I said, we as you can see, we see all the safety and trying everything we can to make it a safe sport. But obviously, you can see it now with the motorsport. With the passion that you've had, Mr. Scorsese, you did a brilliant drive, and I'm sure he would have been absolutely delighted for you, like whatever happens. And I'm sure with the pace that you had, I think you're the new drivers leader, drivers championship leader, as of the point here. So as you
I think I have like 14 points ahead. I'm 14 points ahead, so yeah, that's that's good.
Was this? I know this is you wanted the win, and I can deeply understand that. But with the drivers' championship in stake, do you think you're going to get the hat trick now, or do you think
like
not?
the title?
Yes.
That's the goal, but it's never easy. Obviously, Scott won't do more than like 3 or 4 races. So he said to me that he will help me to take the title. So that's one less rival, if I can say that. But yeah, Wave is always quick. Maybe not today because the Williams, but he's always quick, and there are always like drivers that can just be there and win the race. Like Steven was very quick the whole weekend. Last week it was Tom and Sab. Yeah, so yeah, every week we have a new rival to fight with. So yeah, it's the goal to be 3rd-time champion in Invictus, but yeah, it's never easy.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's from what I saw through the battles, I know you did well to get the qualifying lap. Was you aiming for like the 104s tonight? We'll try and get as quick as possible.
No, the max I did was 5.0, so yeah. It was impossible to be under the 0.5 with the Alfa Romeo. So yeah, I did my best. That's how it is.
Fair dues, mate. I'm sure you would. I know I said this before. I can't say now that you are the first ever driver ever to win a drivers' championship with no wins ever. But you stopped the run by having a win, and then you've got 2 wins on the back, like 2 wins this season now. So
already, yeah.
Yeah. So did you feel like you did not want the win? Just try and extend the what was it now, the like the record on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Every champions want to win. So without any victory, it would have been very frustrating, if I can say that. Like 3 full season and still no victory. Yeah, it's a bit sad, but yeah, I'm happy to have 2 wins this season. 3 with the pre-season one, but yeah, 2 wins. I just step up a bit from last game, so yeah, I'm very exciting to see what will happen in the next races.
Yeah, well, like I said, Mr. Scorsese, it's consistency, and from what I've seen since I've been on the Performance League for many seasons, and I've noticed
you should race.
Yeah, I'm trying to, mate, but like I said, I'm not as quick as you guys anymore. I used to be quick, but like old age, it got into the commentary box, shall we say, on that one. But one day we could have a commentary special, shall we say, of races. I'll tell you what, commentary racing for a one-off special. All the commentators will race, and like I say, one of you guys can commentate to watch us make a mouthful of it, at the time on that one during the racing and stuff. But you never know. It could happen, could be not. But other than that, I'm just, from what I've seen, Mr. Scorsese, it's more consistency, and you've took it with ease for the majority. I'd like to know how many points you've had since you joined the Performance League. As in, not
like the full season, the free full season.
Yeah, just to see what points you would have had in the overall total, should we say? Because that would be a good
around
stat.
200, I guess.
Yeah, I'll kind of expect 200, but yeah, it's just madness stuff. But just a couple of last-minute questions for you, Mr. Scorsese, before we go to Stephen.
I took too much. Sorry.
It's all right, mate. The next week, well, it should have been the week off, but next week is the second half of the season at Australia. Now, what are your thoughts of the track, and what are your expectations? Now, again, I'm going to say this: don't worry about the car selection. Just what you're expecting to do at Australia. Imagine if you had the same car or similar pace car.
Well, Austria is a strange track. Like it could be very quick, but also very slow. There are some corners that are very deadly, like the quick chicane. If you go wide, that's over for you. Also, the first corner, you can take a lot of penalties. So it's very, like, on the paper, it's an awful track. Not many points to overtake, difficult corners, difficult curbs. So it's a very weird track. So I'm not expecting anything because it's the track is not my favorite, sorry. But always the top 5, and I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say just a few bits actually. Actually after this, Vive la France! That's a Viva victory for Anton, and I'm sure you've waved that French flag throughout the whole remainder of the night, and drink and drink and drink.
Champagne, yeah.
Yes. But like I said, Vive la France for Viva victory for Anton. I'm sure you would. It's a touch for. I was just seeing the chat as well.
Yeah.
So you probably think what that's going on. Mr. Scorsese just put this is for Anton, and I'm like, fair play. So I'm just going to clap, just like fair play on that one. So well done for like the win tonight, and I'm sure you might do you might get the hat trick, depending on how you capitalise on it. But well done for tonight, and I wish you all the very best of luck for the second half of the season. And I wish you, just to see what happens, if we see any unbelievable moments, or will there be any shocks along the way. But at the moment there, if anyone can try and stop you, it could be Scope or could be Wave, if you can try and pull a rabbit out the bag, shall we say.
Alright, yeah.
But well
I'm
done.
sorry, Stephen, I talked very too much.
No, I'd rather you be honest that on the stream. That's what we like to see, you know what I mean? As long as it's not like till midnight, I'm not fussed, you know what I mean? So well done from Mr. Scorsese. You're more than welcome to stay, or you can shoot off. It's up to you, Mr. Scorsese, but well done for tonight.
I will stay. Thanks.
Tim, have you got any questions for Mr. Scorsese before we go to Stephen? Tim?
I talk too much. He slept. He's sleeping.
No, probably. Anyways, I'll come back in a minute if he does want to ask a question or anything like that. But yeah, if you want to stay, by all means to stay. If you've got to shoot off, go to shoot off. Well done, Mr. Scorsese. Well done for tonight. Stephen, how you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you loving life now? Second podium? Again?
Yeah, unbelievable. I think me and the Ferrari go well.
Yeah, it's like It's like a match made in heaven. Like, very nice, it's a nice Ferrari on that one. Like with the pizzas and pastas.
Yeah.
For you, be Oh Stephen with the drinks with Ferrari, Italian beer. That's it, and you'll be fine afterwards, won't you? Oh Stephen, on that one.
Yeah.
But can I just say, how does that feel again to get another podium tonight?
It feels absolutely brilliant, and well done to Mr. Scarzy. There was no way I was catching him, even in the Ferrari.
Ah, you were, and at the end, you catch me like 3 seconds.
Yeah, but I knew I had 3-second penalty, so even though I was catching you, I still wouldn't have got enough laps into doing that to take care of my tyres and stuff. But I was absolutely over the moon, qualifying second in the end.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I've noticed that there was a few battles going on left, right, and centre for yourself, oh Stephen. But what was your best battle that you had tonight in the race?
I was a bit gutted when I came in the pits, but I had to because there was no way I could have went another lap on them softs. But when I seen the other cars, I was pleading, come up the pits before these 5 come. But it just didn't work out, and even though I had 2 seconds on maybe most of the pack in front, there was no way I was going to overtake them quickly.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But
I can't pinpoint one move because it's all blurry at the minute. I'd have to watch the highlights later on just to see how good I was or what the moves were.
You did some good moves, if I remember it right. You was battling out with some of the drivers. I can't remember exactly from the top of my head, but you did try and shot yourself up into the top 3. And at one point I thought, oh, this is O Stevens' podium stuff for tonight, so it'll be on. Don't get me wrong, guys, I will say this as well. This has been except for the last 5-10 laps, this was the best race. I know we say every race, but every race is the best race, but this one with Austria has always been a classic, and there was so many overtakes in the first stint, and also from a little bit from the second stint, but then it just died down a bit during the end. But like I said, oh Stephen, to get another podium, a second podium of the season, not just second podium like of one each season, but this is your second podium. Is this your first ever time that you had 2 podiums in the same season? No.
Yes, it is.
So this is your second podium of the season, and you've broken yourself a record here. Do you think you'll break another record by getting a hat trick of podiums this season, or do you think that's?
Oh, it just depends if I get picked by Ferrari again, because any other car and I'm just like mid-pack or down near the bottom for some reason. It could be due to the track as well, because that's a power track where Ferrari's going to be good anyway, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's just a bit of luck with the car selection as well, if I do well or not, really, because I'm not that quick on equal performance. So,
but as you was mentioning about equal performance as well as the pace and stuff, I feel like as though this season alone, like 2019, it takes about 3 or 4 seasons to up to scratch for a newcomer to get themselves really aim for like top half finish or a championship winning season. And from what I've seen, I know some of you say, well, what are you on about? But I've seen Stephen in F3, and I think this has been your best season from the two leagues this season. I think this has been your best season. I know you've had struggles in the past, but I feel like as though your pace is getting a lot quicker than ever before. But I feel like as though you can improve a hell of a lot. Obviously, you've hit podiums now. You've had I think you've had a third and a second. Now you're gonna have to try and aim for a first before end of season. So no pressure on yourself, Stephen. On that one, to be fair.
No pressure at all, Malcolm.
But like I said, Stephen, it was with the podium. Like I said, this season alone, with the F3 and the Performance League, I think this has been your best ever season. in
Yeah,
overall.
yeah.
So, do you think this run will carry on, or do you think there'll be shocks along the way?
If I can get enough practice in each week for each race, hopefully I can still be up there every week. It's just a momentum thing, the confidence thing with the car, because in previous games it was ballast that was just knocking me all over the place and I just wasn't getting the pace. But this game the ballast has gone and my confidence has just went sky high.
Yeah, oh absolutely. That's what I like to hear from you, Stephen, because I felt, as me as a commentator, and I've seen you for like the 2 leagues, I felt, really bad. Because top-notch guy, and same for you, Mr. Scotty, top-notch guy for yourself, Stephen, and I'm sure you'll bounce back into this. And you have, and that's what I like to see. I like to see drivers who build up their confidence, build up their ability to do well this season. And from what I've seen anyway, I'm sure the guys who have been watching the stream would agree with me that you have been brilliant whatever happens this season. And I think, Stephen, you are... Well, you had your... Yeah, Stephen, you have 13 points before tonight's race. So now you would have 25 points. So that kind of shoots you back up to like the top 10, I think. Maybe top 10. So...
Alright, okay.
So, do you think you've got a ability to try and get even higher in the Drivers' Championship? Or are you just taking it one race at a time?
I'll just use that old chestnut, one race at a time.
Yeah.
Depending on weather, depending on every available variable in a race, just to overcome it and be the best in the field.
Yeah, absolutely stuff. But Stephen, well done for getting second place. I think there's a pattern going on soon. I reckon you might get your first win soon, rather than later.
Tonight's race, when I got second, because in the qualifying garage, I thought, because I would do loads of laps on the hards, and then at the last minute just go on the mediums for a quick run. But then I thought, Austria, the tyres don't degrade that much. I'll go on the softs. So then I went on the softs and bang, second. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, because I think the tyre wear around Austria, I can't remember if the tyre wear in Austria was improved, so the mediums could last longer, I think, but I might be wrong. But who knows? But well done for getting second in the qualifying, and well done for getting second in the drivers. The race tonight. I was going to say Drivers' Championship. The race tonight.
I wish.
You wish. I knew you was going to say that on that one. You wish on that one. But last 2 questions from you, mate, before we stop the stream, or before we stop the last minute. Australia, as I said to Mr. Sky C. What are your thoughts of Australia next week, and what are your expectations? I know the car will be changed, but I'm just saying, if you had similar pace, what would you expect next week?
If I had similar pace, I would hope for top 5.
If it's similar pace?
If it's similar pace, podium again. But I know Australia has a few chicanes which catch loads of people out, and that's me being one, because I always seem to get that left-right chicane after the long straight. Yeah,
I know which one you mean. It's the curbs, the chicane of death. I always call it.
Yeah, the chicane of death. That's it.
So it's if you don't know where that is, it's after turn 10, 11, I think it is. It's just the end of sector 2. You go into the left hand and then the right hand. That right hand, if you go off the curb or go touch the curb or even do anything to touch the grass, you are having a slip bang moment there, and your wing and wheel will be gone forever if you don't watch that corner. And then I've seen that many times where drivers trying everything they can to try and get quicker and quicker, and then all of a sudden bang. It could happen to anyone, but as you said, Stephen, it could make a break, but you're going to have to do a lot of practice to see what happens here tonight.
Yeah. I do enjoy racing around Australia. It's a good track, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But congratulations on second place tonight, Stephen, and well done for another podium stuff. So 2 podiums. He's broken his own record here tonight, Stephen, to get second place here tonight at the glorious race of Australia. I was going to say Australia now. Got my head around it now. Austria. There we go. It's just the A's, like AA.
Yeah.
Tricks me afterwards next, even though they're short and long words. But like I said, Stephen, well done for second place. Sorry, mate. Carry on.
Can I just say one last thing? I'd like to dedicate this to Antoine Hubert as well as the other drivers that were involved in the accident as well, and their families as well.
Fair dues. Much respect to that, Stephen. Much respect to that. And like I said, it's hard for all of us to say something about it, because it's one of those where like what happened with Bianchi and then now Anton Hubert, shall we say, on that one. But
yeah,
it was just one of those accidents where
yeah.
What was you going to say? Sorry.
You can make the cars and tracks as safe as possible, but anything can still happen. Freak things happen like this.
Yeah, they were thinking of putting it gravel on the run out up the hill to stop it from happening, but it's going to be the same problem, or not same problem, but like try at least stop it from going far into it, like whack on into the wall, like whack on what happened there. But I won't repeat what happened again, because it's for just like massive condolences, as Steve said, massive condolences to Anton Hubert's wife, his family and friends. Sorry, I don't know why I said wife, but you know what I mean, just like family and friends on for him. And like I said, it's a shame to lose which could have been one of the greatest drivers in possibly in F1. But we'll never, like I say, it's hard to say. We'll never know on that. But like I said, well, thanks for that, Stephen. Much respect. Same with Mr. Sky, much respect. You're more than welcome to stay, Stephen, if you want. Unless Tim.
Yeah.
Tim, are you there? Tim? No. I was going to see if Tim wanted to ask you a question. Obviously, I don't know where he is, but like I said, Stevie, you can stay if you want, or you can shoot off. It's up to you, mate. But I'm going to do my final thoughts and then talk about next week, and then as in finishing off the stream. All right,
no worries. I'll stay and listen.
No worries. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Mr. Skycy and for Stephen for joining me in the commentary box. Scope could have joined us tonight, but he had to shoot off straight away after the race. But I'm sure Scope would have been delighted to get third place again at podium stuff, but it'll be a ding-dong battle between himself and Mr. Scorsese. I know Mr. Scorsese admitted on there that Scope cannot make at least 4 races or a few more races here and there, so I would have loved to see a Scope winning what he can and try and stop Mr. Scorsese, but I know they're 2 teammates and they're doing really well in the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship. But anything could happen. But I'm going to do my final thoughts now. So my final thoughts of the race tonight, I'm sure Tim would have been agreeing with everything what happened here tonight. This has been a classic race for the first 20 to 25 laps. It was the first 20 to 25 laps that was caused so many manic stuff from the very first corner to the up to that point. I know the last few laps were died down a bit because there was massive gaps each and there, but well done to Mr. Skycy, who is the new Drivers' Championship leader after Tono Blanche was out of the race during that near the end of the race. I'm not sure what happened with him because he had to retire during the pits. But first lap incident there with some of the drivers there, so we'll have to look at that again. But looking at it from that point of view here, obviously a few drivers had to be disconnected or they've had issues at the start. But with this, with the situation here, Mr. Sky is the new Drivers' Championship leader. Oh, Stephen breaking his own record tonight to get his second podium in a season, not in a row, but like in a season type stuff. So I feel like Stephen's really up for it. I'm sure Tim, who would have been staying here, he would have agreed with me that Stephen was one of the drivers to be looking out for in 2019, the game season, for like the next 2 seasons coming up soon. But also well done to Scope for getting to the top 3 as well. So he's it's going very well for Mr. Scorsese and for Scope to get that Constructors' Championship as well as the Drivers' Championship for Mr. Scorsese, by the looks of things. But bad day in the office for Ton Avalanche. I'm not sure what actually happened, and same for some of the drivers who are out of the race tonight, of Mr. P, Dre Geo, I'm trying to think who else. Was it SJD? And there was some others as well, but I can't remember from the top of my head, and I do apologise if I missed you off there. But well done to Sab. Sab got back into the top 6. Well done to Ferocious Stan as well. Sab, for me, is my driver of the day. I was going to say drivers' championship of the driver of the day, that type of stuff. But I'd like to hear what Tim's thoughts of the driver of the day, who he would have picked for this race. But for me personally, I think Sab did a brilliant drive to get back to where he was after that bad start there. Again, it was between O'Stephen and Sab, because O'Stephen breaking his second podium in a row, but Sab did very well after that massive recovery from nearly the back of the grid. Well, he started off at the back of the grid and nearly went into the top 5 again. So for me, Sab's been my driver of the day, from my point of view. But like I say, it was a cracker of a race. There was so many 2 in a beds and 3 in a bed. There was one attempt of a 3 in a bed, but it didn't pull off. Nearly, it didn't pull off there. But I'm hoping we'll see a lot more action going on into the second half of the season. But can I just remind everyone now, tonight, and this will be the final stream on Twitch for Invictus Racing League on my channel. So for the second half of the season, you need to make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel of the Invictus Racing Leagues, where all the live races will be streamed on there. The no assists, the great commentary team of Captain Stiff and Sab. You got obviously me and Tim for the Performance League, and also we've got like I said, for F1 we've got Tim again, and also Energy Dan for F2, and also myself in F3. Like I said, we're all going to be trying out for the YouTube video, well, live stream it from YouTube to see if try and see what's going to happen next. But this is only a test to see if it is there. But as of now, well, as the start of next week, we will be using the YouTube channel of Invictus Racing Leagues to stream the Performance Leagues. But also, I'd like to thank everyone on my Twitch channel. I'm sure everyone will say thank you to Tim as well and also Tim's channel if he was streaming as well, to watch all the live exclusive races on the Twitch channel. But I'm not sure if Tim's streaming it on Twitch tomorrow. I'm sure he will, but as of next week, definitely as from next week, we will be streaming it on the YouTube channel for the second half of the season. So make sure you subscribe, and make sure you don't miss any live exclusive races on there. But like I said, a massive thank you to everyone that has been watching the streams. But like I said, this is a massive opportunity to see what's going to happen next. I can't wait for the second half of the season. I'm sure Tim can't wait as well for the Performance League. Can Mr. Sky C try and get his hat-trick? Can O'Stephen finally get his first ever maiden win this season before the end of the season? We'll have to wait and see what happens. But can we see so many so many. Can we have a 4 in a bed, or maybe risking it for a definite biscuit for a 5 in a bed situation? But I'm risking it there, and probably see lots never going to happen situations. So I'm never going to give you up, never going to let you down, never going to have a 5 in the bed. I need to stop singing and stop the stream. There you go. So, and always remember, always remember, stay classy. Cheers for that, guys. I'd like to thank Tim for the massive commentary duo. Absolute legend, as always. But like I said, as of next week, we will be using the YouTube channel for all the live exclusive races of the second half of the season. Not only us, but for all the leagues for this season, just to see what happens. Thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.